Hey, what's up? Here we go. So today we got an install for a front subframe chassis brace. It's supposed to do and help a lot with really shoring up the front end. The top, you got the strut brace, right? And then that ties the top of it together. The subframe brace down below helps tie all the bottom of it together. It's supposed to really make the front end feel a lot more rigid. Going in and out of turns. It's supposed to help and feel, or you're supposed to be able to feel the difference. So I guess we're going to see. We'll go ahead, we'll install the thing. Not a whole lot you can do around the city to really test it. It's more of kind of a track part, but we'll go ahead. We'll get the thing installed, check it out, see how it is, talk to you about if I feel like it's a good product, so it's what it is. But first, we're going to go ahead, I'll show you what it looks like, and then from there we'll go ahead and put it on the car. We'll get you set. So I'm going to pull it out now and we'll check it out. So here we have the box. Pull this thing on out. And now I've seen these from Steeda, and then seen this from BMR, and then we actually picked up the BMR front chassis brace, so it's a little bit different. The design's a little bit different. This thing is actually pretty heavy. It's made really well. So, kind of show you a little bit of it. It's pretty thick, actually, really thick. And if you can see that, kind of has like that that textured sort of steel look to it. It's really nice. You're not gonna see it a whole lot, but it looks pretty nice still. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead. We're going to jack up the car, get all that stuff ready, and install this bad boy. But yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's check it out. Here we go. Alright guys, so the first step here, per the instructions, is we're going to go ahead and remove the front tires, which obviously I have done. That's it. Now on to the next step. Here we go. Alright, now for the next step guys, after you've removed the wheel, you're going to take out both lower control arm bolts here in the front. So if you follow this piece all the way right here, it's going to be this, on my car it's silver bolt. The nut on the back is welded in, so you can just simply take a 22mm socket, throw it around there, and break it loose. And it comes out pretty easy after that. So this is the next step, removing that, and we'll check out what we got to do next. Alright guys, so the next step is going to install a spacer on the front subframe for where the bolt is going to go. So here's the spacer that comes with the kit. You're going to install it into this larger hole and move it over here to this smaller hole. You see there's a hole right through the center of it, so it'll give you some reference. It's probably, if you try to get in here, there is the cat and there's the hole. So again, these two right here, these two holes, you put it in here, you move it over to this one. So there's a smaller hole, larger hole, smaller hole where it goes to, and then you got the two nuts right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it, put it up in, and then carefully move it down. I place my finger in both, and then you can push it to the other hole. So it's going to come in right there. I'm going to do that on both sides. There we go. Make sure it's nice. There we go. Alright, so now, there we are. Do the same thing to the other side, the same location. And the next step is we're going to mount up the support brace. Alright, so now the next step is you're going to align it. So if you see here, you got this plate goes on the bottom. It's going to sit right up like that. Right there. And all the way across this side again on the bottom. I already put this bolt in to kind of hold it there. You put the bolt on the bottom. And then there's a nut that comes in the kit that should be right there on the other side. And then there's these cups that you see right here. The lower control arm bolt's going to go back into that, and it's going to hold all of that in place. So there we go. It sits right on the bottom. Again, just kind of pulling everything and connecting it together. There we go. So I have access to the pan bolt to get that out once we get everything tightened up. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It says you need a second person to hold this. I haven't had to have a second person yet, but you might want to have one on standby because you're going to need to align this lower control arm to the bolt hole and put the bolt through it, which could be a little bit of a task. But we're going to go ahead, put the bolt in the nut on the other side here, hold it in place, and then we'll pop that part on, tighten everything down, and we should be just about good to go. All in all, so far this has taken maybe a half hour of time. Getting tools together really took about just as long as getting to this point and understanding exactly how it went in and getting it fitted. So we'll go ahead, I'll finish that off. We'll finish with the lower control arm bolt and then get that all set. Alright, so the next step is to align this piece right here with the hole for the lower control arm here. So we're going to take the bolt. It's got a nice, actually like a guide end on it. So push that up. You can see you can push in, pull out. It's going to move where that is. So the first step is to get it just about where we need it. You're just going to jiggle it around until you can get it in. Alright guys, so we got both sides in. What I ended up doing, just to kind of give you an idea, so the bolt that goes in here, like I said, you got to play with the rotor, jimmy it around a little bit so that it kind of lines up everything. But after you get them in both sides, what I did is I kind of went back and forth between the two, making sure that it didn't pull it off on this side, because it's just it has to be like perfectly butted up against obviously this rail here, right? So just to make sure it didn't get any kinks or any get caught up on anything, I just kind of went from side to side, tightened one up a little bit, came back to the other side, back and forth, probably like, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. And then the next step, the final step here, is to tighten both of these up on each side. So obviously you got all that in, and that's pretty much it. You know, put the wheels back on, right, and make sure everything's torqued down correctly. Alright guys, so we got it all buttoned up. It was really actually pretty easy installation. Not a whole lot of taking things apart, but just making sure that support lines up is really the biggest issue. And really even that isn't that big of a deal. I'd say it's about a one-person job. 2 people would help with aligning the bolt and all that, but you could probably do it on your own, no problem. So I wanted to say again, thank you guys very much for watching. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the like button, and definitely ask any questions. I'm always ready there to answer anything you guys have. So again, appreciate you for watching. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Peace.